What up? This is Robert Ory.
Ory, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
All right, we'll do the shoot around. What are you laughing at? You're laughing at something right out of the gate.
The drone dilemma.
Oh, yeah, no, this is personal stuff. We bring nonsense to the Friday show. It's usually never anything too breaking here, but if you ever have a question for Rob or a topic you want to hear us kick around the show, you can always send it to, we're at Big Shot Bob Pod, pretty much all over the place. Big Shot Bob Pod at Gmail. And just, kick it our way. Find us on Facebook. Find us on the Twitters and the Instagrams and stuff and send it our way. So this was, Rob's giggling at the first story on the sheet because this happened to our neighbors, who I'm going to call for the sake of anonymity, Jack and Jill, who live across the street from us. They have had a drone coming down to their property on and off for, I want to say, the last few weeks. Great people, Jack and Jill, good friends of ours, like great neighbors, good friends. They'll be lifelong friends of ours. Jill's very attractive. The wife is very attractive. Hands up already. Here we go.
Does your wife listen to our podcast?
Oh, my wife's got a bigger crush on her than I do.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was joking. I'm like, you got a crush on her. She's like, hell yeah, I do. And to answer your question, no, because I get away with way too much shit here that I have not gotten flack for at home. But so this drone has been coming over to their property on and off. Now, Jack is convinced that the drone is trying to spy on Jill.
Uh-huh.
So he's going through the moral dilemma of what do I do? Do you call the cops? Do you report this? Do I go get a shotgun and start firing at this thing every time I see it over my property? Which his dad is like, his dad's a country boy. Get you a rifle, shoot that sumbitch down every time he comes by. But it will hover down into their backyard, get near their windows and stuff, and then by the time they make it outside, it's gone. And to me, that feels like somebody's trying to spy in your house. Now, they also have young kids, so that's off-putting. Like, I don't like that at all. Mm-hmm. But if it was me, I'd have called the cops the minute I saw it and just reported it, at least. Yes. That way, when I do open fire on it, my neighbors don't think I'm a lunatic.
Yeah, I'm calling the cops, and I'm getting a shotgun. And then I'm gonna see if I can get a drone and track that drone to where it's going.
See,
and I'm coming to your door.
That's where I'm at. I'm like, what you need is to try and like get an AirPod to stick to it or something, or like one of those little AirTags, those little Apple AirTag things. I'm like, you got to shoot it with like some kind of a device. Stick an AirTag to that thing and follow it and just watch.
Okay,
track it. Yeah, man, track it right on your phone. Mission Impossible, that sumbitch. Be like, I followed it all the way across town. Now we're at a weird area where there's a lot of winding neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. So it could be coming from like the next neighborhood over. It could be coming from the next cul-de-sac over. We have no clue where it's coming from. And it's not.
Hey, Hart, we know where it's coming from.
I only own one drone. Okay.
We know who it's coming from.
And I fly that shit at night when no one can see it. No. No, yeah, I'm curious. So I was curious to get your take on how you'd handle it. Like if it was happening at your house, how do you handle it?
And where is your wife when this drone is being flown?
Oh, no, it hasn't come near our property. It has not come near our property.
I'm saying, you already said your wife has a bigger.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, maybe she's in the bathroom. They're gonna blame this on some perverted neighbor.
Yeah. But I would literally I have this high powered BB gun, and I would be like, Caddyshack. I'd be sitting in the bushes trying to shoot it down.
Just waiting for it.
Or I'll go get me a drone and track it. I'll get third option. It's call the cops. That's what I do.
I probably would have started with the cops. And that's what I told them. I go, just call the cops. Yeah. Just so that you have something on record so that if you decide to start firing weapons into the sky, the cops know why.
Yeah, because I went by like high-powered weapon. No, that's why I said like a BB gun or a pellet gun or something like that because
you're trying to shoot it down, right? Yeah. I mean,
I'm scared of like a real, something that might hurt somebody on the other side. I know a pellet gun can hurt somebody, but not like a rifle.
You know what I told him to do? And it's stupid. It's a bad idea. Get a real long tree branch with some leaves on the that's still a little bit leafy on the end. Because every time I see a drone, it's stuck in a damn tree. So I'm like, you just gotta swat it a few times with something with leaves on it, and that shit's gonna get caught up and it's gonna come down. But yeah, you get a hold of that, you find out what it's got on it. It got cameras on it. It's got a tracker on it. I don't know what it's got, but I got news for you.
Name on it.
Yeah. You ain't getting that sumbitch back. It's gonna stay at my house, and then I'm gonna have to come knock and be like, "Do you have our drone?" That's my bad. All right, I was curious how you'd handle it. Question from Michael. This was a funny story to me, and it came up today, actually, or the other day, I should say, on The View. Stephen A. Smith's name has been being thrown around for president. And I'm not lying. This is an actual to the point where he had to go on The View and talk about how he doesn't have any aspirations to run for political office, but he says if he did, he'd win. So Michael wants to know, is there any NBA player or member of the media that you would vote for if they ran for president? And that's a hard question. Because I will tell you that no member of the NBA or the NBA media is qualified to be the fucking president of the United States of America.
You know, if I had to pick someone from the NBA, it'd be Brown from the Celtics.
Jaylen Brown.
Okay. You know, I don't think people understand how intelligent this dude is.
He is intelligent.
So if I got to pick someone out of my, my wheelhouse, I'm gonna go with Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
If you make me pick someone.
Well, now the question was, who would you vote for?
Oh,
if they ran, like
if
Jaylen Brown wrote, "I'm going to run for president," you'd vote for him.
Yeah, I'll vote for Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
This is tough because I think we're only. Well, first you said the media.
Well, I said player or media, just someone from the NBA ecosystem, if you will.
You probably vote for someone like Terry Bradshaw, knowing you.
Who?
Terry Bradshaw? He's an NFL quarterback. What the hell are you talking about? I was talking about the NBA media.
And Terry Bradshaw is
the. I thought you saw my analyst like, oh.
And Terry Bradshaw can't ever put his pants on most days, I feel like.
Terry Bradshaw?
I'm kidding, man. That's the name popped in my head, man.
That is a random name to pop in your head.
I know why it popped in your head, because it's the next topic on the sheet we're going to talk about is Jimmy Johnson retiring.
I really don't know, because I'm really picking somebody from not knowing what their political stance, but just how they are as a sports analyst or a player. Maybe somebody like Ryan Clark, Louis Riddick.
Okay.
I'll tell you,
Louis Riddick.
I mean, why not? What are we? I mean, we're basing this off their disposition as a analyst. Just like you with Jaylen Brown. We don't know what type of president Jaylen Brown would be. Also another person, wild card, just off disposition alone, Doris Burke.
Well respected. Much beloved.
Ernie Johnson,
I would vote for tomorrow.
Yeah, I would.
Ernie Johnson. Now, let me ask you a question. The two of you, because my answer is no. Would you vote for Shaquille O'Neal?
No.
Fuck yeah.
I love Shaq, and I love him.
I adore the man. I don't want him in charge of the country.
He don't want to be in charge of the country.
No, he does not want to be in charge of the country. Would you vote for Charles Barkley?
No.
Because he's got that CNN show. He's got a little political side to him.
Yeah.
No.
You don't want Chuck in the White House with Putin?
No, I want
he'll be Putin, all right.
Yeah, he'll be Putin, all right.
Chuck be Putin. The name of the shooter out this week.
I want those guys exactly where they are. Because
on TV.
I think when you start putting them behind a political lens, then that's where a lot of people's love turns into hate.
Well, now remember too, we've heard this about Steph. Steph said he had aspirations after his career was over, maybe to run for office. So there may be a legitimate time where we're like Senator Steph Curry.
He should sit down with KJ and see if he really wants to do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kevin Johnson. Yeah,
I don't know. Talk to Herschel Walker about how ugly political campaigns.
No, don't talk to Herschel.
No, he don't want to talk to you anyway. So you're on different sides of the aisle. Let's just say that. All right. Well, we did look. I think that's where Terry Bradshaw came from. Jimmy Johnson announced he was retiring from Fox this week after 31 years working for Fox and the NFL on Fox. I have always hated the Cowboys, always with a seething passion. but I've always respected the hell out of Jimmy Johnson as a coach. Is there a coach that you guys maybe have respect for that coached for a team that you just freaking hate? Like, think of a team you hate. Did they ever a coach you're like, oh, yeah, damn, he was a good coach, though?
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson's the first one. I don't know if I could think of another one.
I can't. It's the guy. What's his name? Knox? No, the coach the Braves. What was his name? The coach the Braves.
Oh, Bobby Cox.
Bobby Cox.
Yeah, legend.
Don't even know the dude. I just hate the Braves as a whole because they used to mess up my Transformers.
Yeah, I know your TV. Yeah, you can watch Transformers. Unbelievable. But same. There were years where I was not really a big Braves fan. Now, granted, I've worked for the team for now 17 years, but Bobby Cox, I always thought was the best because he would just come out and fight with umps and get thrown out of the game, and that was my favorite.
Yeah, and it's so funny how you associate coaches with teams, and then when you get to see them outside of their team, like, oh shit, I like this dude.
He's cool.
You know? So, yeah, that's how Jimmy Johnson is. I love him on Fox. I'm gonna miss him.
He was a good coach.
Yeah.
Dang,
I know it's
that's
a tough
really good question.
You got to think of a team you hate, which is almost always the Cowboys for all of us.
Yeah, but I don't care for none of their coaches.
You know what? I was never a huge Mets fan. I always thought Bobby Valentine was fun. I don't know if he was a good manager, but when they threw him out of that game that time and he came back with a like Groucho Marx mustache on and sunglasses thinking he was going to sit in the dugout, I was some of my favorite shit ever in Major League Baseball.
What about the guy from the Yankees?
Joe Torre?
Torre?
No, the one that was that hated Reggie Jackson.
Oh, Billy Martin.
Billy Martin.
But see, I don't know, man. I always heard Billy was like he was. I mean, didn't he die in a car crash because he was drunk or something? Billy had a bad. Billy got suspended, fired by Steinbrenner like 2 or 3 times or something. Like he had a.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a recent coach. I'm gonna give you a current coach.
Okay.
Because I like him. I love him. I like him as a play caller. We're very familiar with him for some very bad historical reasons.
If you say Dan Quinn, I'm going to reach through this computer.
No, but I am going to say Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan's might be worse than Dan Quinn.
Only reason is because I'm not.
Those men hurt me. Do you know?
I hate the 49ers, but I like Kyle Shanahan as a play caller. Like as a play caller, his ability to scheme up plays coming, I think he's good. He's just on the wrong side of history,
That's to say the very least. Yeah, he's every time I see him on TV, my instinct is to just yell, "Run the ball!" That's it. That's all I want to scream at him every time I see him is "Run the ball."
Him and Pete Carroll.
Yes, him and Pete Carroll. Same
Pete
thing.
Carroll,
run the ball. All right.
Yeah.
Quick question from Andrew. One of my favorite basketball movies of all time remains Blue Chips with Nick Nolte and the aforementioned Shaquille O'Neal. Celebrated 31 years. Penny was a baby. Shaq was a baby in this movie. What is your favorite basketball movie or sports movie in general? Andrew wants.
I got a lot.
I got a lot of good sports movies.
It's to say Pittsburgh, Major League, Talladega Nights,
Space Jam.
Space Jam might be my favorite NBA movie.
Friday
and
Night
I know
Lights.
it's stupid, but it might
Love
be
and basketball. It's a lot of great movies.
Basketball's a good one.
Yeah.
Major League, maybe my all-time favorite sports movie.
Yeah.
It's probably the one I quote the most.
Yeah. The one with Denzel.
Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans. That might be
a great movie.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans. If you were to ask most people, Remember the Titans would either be their favorite. That'd be the one you probably hear the most.
Mm-hmm. That's high to be high on a lot of people's lists.
Yeah.
Rudy?
Yeah.
No.
You didn't like Rudy?
Rudy and Hoosiers are one of those ones. No, God rest his soul, Gene Hackman.
Yeah, we lost Gene Hackman last week. Yeah, I was not a big Hoosiers guy.
Those was like,
I loved Rudy though. I like the underdog story of Rudy. I thought Rudy was
Coach
great.
Carter.
Yeah, Coach Carter.
Coach Carter was decent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a very underrated one. It's probably or kids like Rookie of the Year.
Oh, what a goof movie that was! Jesus Christ. Did you watch that when you were a kid? And that's where
you might have said Air Bud, dude.
No,
for real. The golden retriever that played basketball was more.
I remember Henry Rowan Gardner.
Of course, you did. Played for the Cubs. hurt his arm, and then all of a sudden could throw a 200-mile-an-hour fastball.
Or as the coach would call him, Rosenberger or garden hose.
Yeah, he called him. Oh my God, you brought me back with that one.
Yeah.
That kid, by the way, disappeared into obscurity until he showed up in American Pie, and then all of a sudden it was like, what's Henry Rowan Gardner doing in American Pie? Like,
he did play an American Pie.
Showed up in American Pie, and all of a sudden revived his career. Blue Chips, though, is a very good movie. I give it credit. Blue Chips is an outstanding movie, and that was like obviously before the NIL days. Because it was all about how they were getting paid.
What about Waterboy?
Bobby Boucher, a goofy movie. I like it.
It's still a sports movie.
It is, but it's not. It's not up there. I mean, it's put it up there with Happy Gilmore if you're doing that. I mean, I like Happy Gilmore more than the Waterboy, probably.
Oh, true. Yeah.
This is you get the iconics in Happy Gilmore.
What was Bobby Boucher's mom name? What's his name?
The Devil.
The Devil. No, what was her name? I can't think of her name. The actress. She's in Matlock now, and I can't think of her name all of a sudden. She was in
Bates.
Yes,
Bates.
Kathy Bates. Yes, Kathy
Bates. Yeah, Kathy Bates. I love her.
Is she the same woman that played in Misery?
Yes.
Crushed the ankles.
Misery, yes.
Yeah, oh my
Crushed
God.
James Caan's ankles with the sledgehammer. Dude, I had a hard time getting over that as a kid. I had a really hard. That and Pet Sematary. Those two movies fucked me up when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't get past either of those. But yeah, watching James Caan's ankles, I'm like, oh God, that scarred me for life. All right, I'm gonna give you a political story that's not political. Okay? Not political. Trump threw Zelensky out of the White House this week because and then he told him while he was kicking him out, he didn't have any of the cards. You don't have any cards. We've got all the cards. You got none of the cards. So my question is, what's your favorite card game? Not a political story, but what's your favorite card game? Can I tell you, Spades scares me. Every time I watch people play Spades, they're slamming the counter and yelling at each other, and I don't know how to play it, and I'm terrified to learn.
Well, just go ahead and say it, Rob. Anytime you watch black people play Spades,
no, I did not say that. I was careful to word it the way I worded it because I didn't want to say every time I watch black people play Spades, it scares the shit out of me. Now, while that's the truth, it's not what I said.
Hey, we love to play Uno in our family because I live with a Mexican and a black and Mexican.
Be careful now.
Yeah, no.
They don't know. They don't know how to play Spades, dude.
So be
they
careful.
don't know how to play Spades. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No,
they know how to play Uno.
Yeah, love Uno. I'll play Uno all day. Love Uno.
Spades is there. I ain't played in a long time. It's crazy.
This is because I used to play with my grandma, gin rummy.
I love gin rummy.
I used to play gin rummy with my grandmother when she was alive all the time. She taught me how to play, and I
like blackjack.
Yeah, blackjack's cool. Blackjack scares me in a gambling environment.
In Vegas,
you know what I mean? Like I could play it on a table with some friends. It's fun. You sit in front of a dealer, and I'm like, hit me, fold, shit, I don't know. And I'm like, I panic, and I just lose all my money. Yeah.
And you got that one guy at the head of the table looking at you, you motherfucker. Why'd you take that card?
You should let that float to me, you sumbitch. You're splitting on eights? The hell's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how to play.
I've never seen, and I'm serious when I say this, I don't think I've ever seen a group of white people play spades.
That's probably true.
Now that I think about it, every time I've seen people play spades, it's mostly black people.
Yeah.
You
ever see the video of all the young kids, and it was mostly all little black kids, and they're doing dab, and they're walking up to the camera, and they're dab, and they're dab, and they're dab, and they get to the end of the line, it's a white kid, and he doesn't know what the fuck's going on, and he goes, I saw that. That's how we feel we try to play spades. I walk into a spades game, and they're all like, bam, 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 and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea.
But you know what though?
I want to learn how to play it though. I'm not saying I would love to learn how to play spades. I don't have a clue.
It's really
you would have to go. You said what?
It's really easy to learn.
Yeah, but you would have to go and there's a skit where people who want to learn how to play spades, they have to go to this dark back alley where nobody can see them.
Well, it's all white people.
There's a team. No, it's other people who are just ashamed of saying in public that they don't know how to play.
Oh, okay.
So they held this tutorial in this back alley.
What is this, like a Chappelle sketch? What is this?
Well, that's the thing. You're ashamed and you don't want to let people know.
Man. Just download the app.
Yeah.
and learn from the app. You'll be all right.
This is like the Brad Pitt poker game in Ocean's 11, where he's got all the celebrities that don't know how to play poker, and he's training them how to play poker in a little secluded room so they don't get. And it's Topher Grace, like, doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Yeah, that's me.